everyone, welcome to this video. In this new meshing video, I will be discussing the meshing of S-duct. The S-duct is used in aircrafts and racing cars. In the aircrafts, it is used to convey the ambient air to the engine compressor. The geometry specifications of the model we are discussing are available in the AEEE paper given in the description. The geometry was modeled in FreeCAD and converted to a surface mesh in CADFX. In the import process, we will import the surface mesh saved in STL format and convert to native TRIA format. Now that we have the model imported, it needs to be processed before blocking. The processing has two key steps. 1. To split the geometry based on the boundary labels or angles. 2. Assign the labels or names. First, I will split the model to separate the duct, engine wall and the outlet. The splitting creates surfaces which are displayed in different colors. The labels or names for each surface can be set by enabling the advanced options under Settings button. Next, I will import the domain in STL format. Here again, I am going to repeat the two steps discussed earlier. Now the surfaces are ready for the topology building process. So let's switch to the topology panel. The blocking process involves these four major steps. 1. Create a 2D wireframe around the intake lip. 2. Create a 2D wireframe around the engine wall. 3. Revolve both the 2D wireframe to 360 degrees to create 3D blocks. Build blocks in the S region by linking the intake block faces and the engine wall block faces. Firstly, I am going to create a 2D wireframe at the inlet just above the center line of the S-duct. Since the axis of the S-duct is changing at this point, we will stop the 2D wireframe here. In this 2D section, I will also create an O-grid structure around the inlet lip by grouping and wrapping the edges around it. It is easier to associate the edges in 2D compared to 3D. So I am choosing to associate the edges to their respective surfaces in 2D itself. These assignments will be replicated to the newly created 3D blocks when we revolve these faces. The circular option under the Copy plus Rotate button revolves the input 2D faces to create 3D blocks. All the faces must be grouped to C1 and selected as input group. Creating 3 new copies and linking them creates a block at the center. Now that we have created the blocks around the lip, let's move to the engine wall. The 2D wireframe near the engine wall is created as shown here. The topology has two layers of faces, one for the boundary layer of the outer wall and the other representing the engine. I will also create an O-grid block structure for the engine wall. The topology is stopped here, so that when we revolve it, this forms an O-grid block in 3D. Next, I am associating the edges to their respective surfaces so that they are replicated to the newly formed 3D blocks. Now let's revolve this using circular with core option. As in the previous case, the number of copies is set to 3. Clicking on apply revolves the given 2D faces to create 3D blocks. Now we have created blocks for both lip and the engine wall. The blocks for the intermediate region can be created by linking these two cross sections. The validity check reports warnings related to the grid quality. For now, we will ignore it and proceed to run the grid generator. Before we start the grid generator, it's a good practice to balance the cell density on the block edges. The mesh preview gives us a cell view based on the edge densities. I am modifying each edge group to have a smooth transition of cells across the edges. It's time to start the grid generator now. To view the grid, we move to the grid tab and load the block.temp file in the working directory. Visually, the grid looks reasonably smooth and orthogonal in most places. The quality check reports that the grid has surface and volume folds. We can notice that the grid quality is deteriorated at the concave region before the engine wall. The warning message we came across was pointing us to this region. Let's go back to the topology tab and try the validity check again. When the warning is reported, it also gives us possible solutions. One of the solutions is to fix the block emerging out of the surface intersection with a support surface. I have already created the required surface using the internal surface tool. Please refer the video on the internal surface for more information. Since the support surface is in the volume, the orientation has to be changed to two-sided, indicating that there will be grid on both sides. The warnings will be resolved when the floating block faces are assigned to the surface. If we check the validity again, we see that the topology is valid without any quality issues. I have run the grid generator for 3000 sweeps and the output grid would look like as shown here. Now when we check the region where we had poor quality cells, we can see that they look much better. Now we can check for other quality parameters. The max skewness is 0.6, which is acceptable since most of the cells are less than 0.2. This brings us to the end of this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave below. If you would like to know more about what we do, you can subscribe to our channel or follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter or Facebook by clicking the links in the description. Thank you for watching.